The question that people ask me all the time is, why are my Facebook advertising, the posts and things that I'm doing, why are they not working? And I'll tell you there's two reasons, the main reasons why Facebook advertising doesn't work. It works for us because we understand this, but people keep on saying, I'm advertising, nothing's happening. What do I do? So I'll tell you. The first thing is audience segmentation. In other words, who is seeing the advert? Remember, if a person's not interested in the product or service that you're selling, they're going to scroll past it. And Facebook's money model is built, their algorithms are built on how fast you scroll past a post. And so if it's interesting, you will slow down. As you're scrolling through on the news feed, if it's something that interests you, it'll slow down. And Facebook measures that. Remember, it's just one complicated, incredible algorithm that they put together. And so if you slow down, Facebook says you are remotely, mildly interested in this item. And that means they will then tell everybody else that's advertising in that particular framework that you might be interested. If you completely slow down and you have a look at it for quite a while, Facebook then knows this is something that you're interested in. But of course, if you click on it and you go to a redirect to that particular page where that advert is, the information is at the source, then Facebook knows that you really, really like it. And then if you like the page, that's first prize, i.e. vis-a-vis number one prize.
Not the post, the page.
Where you redirect to the page where the posters are. In other words, if you see a post of mine, you see a video, you see something, and you kind of scroll down, you slow down and you go, oh, this is interesting, and you watch a little bit of it, then you actually click on it and go to my page, then Facebook knows there's something that's got your attention. But if you then like that page after the fact, or you comment on it or something, then Facebook knows that you're really, really interested, and that gets stored into that super database that they have. So that when you now go and create a post, and let's just say in your case you're selling pet food as an example, if the person is remotely interested, if they've got a dog and you're selling dog food, Facebook already knows who has dogs. They know who loves dogs, they know who watches dog videos, they know everything about a person who loves dogs. And so when you advertise, you've got to make sure that you choose the right audience to line yourself up with the person's interest group. So for me, for instance, I can't stand soccer. I can't stand football. It drives me crazy. I hate the sport. So if soccer comes up or some apparel or something happens, I just scroll straight past it. So Facebook already knows, don't put soccer things in front of me. But I love golf. So if something golfy comes up, I'm obviously going to slow down and maybe watch a video or get interactive. And so Facebook knows I love golf. So if you are selling golf equipment and you choose the right audience, you will put your stuff in front of me every single time. And I will slow down and I will check it out because I enjoy golf. So you have to make sure your audience segmentation, the selection of your audiences is correct. That's the first thing.
Is that those keywords like putting in like dog groomer, cat, blah, 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 blah?
Not keywords per se, right? If you just say dog, it's too wide. But what is the activities that people have with their dogs? Remember, it's the deeper level of activity. The deeper level, the behavior that they have, interest and behaviors on a deeper level. So if I'm looking for business owners, I can't just say business and industry because then 1.7 million people will come up. Mm-hmm. I don't want to advertise to 1.7 million people. I just waste and blow my budget. Okay. I need to then drill down deeper and say, what do the business owners that I want to deal with, what do they like doing? What is their interests? And then kind of create a collage of all the different things that they do so that Facebook can kind of sweet spot that person for me. So I want to go from 1.8 million down to 100,000. That's my goal, segmentation of audience. That's the first thing. The second thing, the disconnect that we have is that you talk your industry talk, you don't talk the customer talk. So if you were in security like you guys are, you'll talk about the model number, the CCTV camera, model number XYZ with 13 degrees, 47, 45 times lux divided by 12 on this camera, gives you ultimate HD. Customer doesn't want to know all that shit. The customer wants to know. So you got to see the guy's face. So if they break in, you got a photo of his face. Don't tell me 12 lux times 5. You talk industry talk, you don't talk the language that the customer understands. And so your post doesn't have a connection to the product. And I see this happening. For instance, the financial services guys, they will talk financial services talk. They'll have this, sound financial advice, and it's X, Y. People just want to know, if you die tomorrow, this is what you need to know. Boom, 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 boom. That when I read it, I go, oh, thanks. Thanks so much. Like we were talking about earlier, new creation of a will or whatever the case may be. So you got to talk the language that the customer will actually understand.
So we're like saying, don't drive, we'll do it for you. We'll save you time.
Yes.
What
Talk
is
the language that is the benefit to the customer. So here's a phone. The features of the phone is that it has this much memory, it can do apps, it can make calls, it can blah, 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 right? It updates itself, etc., etc. But what's the actual benefit to having this phone? What's the benefit to the customer? You can't talk phone language. You have to talk the benefit. So the benefit is, let's just say you're talking about battery time. Don't tell me that it lasts 12 hours. You just say, when you want to make a call and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, your battery won't be flat. Because that's when you need it. You don't need the battery in the morning, you need the battery in the afternoon. When you're driving home in the traffic or you're driving through a shady area at night, at least you will know that your battery will not be flat. That's why you need to buy a decent phone versus this cuck phone. So you buy an iPhone rather than the phones that you guys have. Just saying. Okay? You get the gist of it.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the industry relatable, the benefits showcased, there's a disconnect. And so sometimes I see people writing these incredible, these posts that are, like when you read them, you go, wow, this is amazing, but it doesn't mean anything. It's like a politician. We want to move forward unilaterally, but we don't want to be challenged by the status quo of those people trying to engage, unhook, unhinge us. 4 hours later, you're going, what the fuck did he just say? Right? That's what most posts on Facebook are. And sometimes when you have creative writers that do the post for you, they research your industry, they research a subject, but they don't know the heart of what a customer actually needs. Because when you're sitting with a customer, we call it triggering. When you sit with a customer and you ask them a question and they go, yeah, that's a trigger. So in my industry, if you're going to come to an event of mine, I say to you, are you sick and tired of working in your business, doing all the work yourself, or would you rather learn how to work on your business so that your business runs without you? Now, every one of you is sitting nodding, yeah. That's a trigger. And so my language in my post has to be trigger orientated. That's what it needs to be. It needs to trigger you. That as you're reading it, you're going, wow, I actually like this. This is amazing. Gee whiz, I need to know more. Click on the link, go to your page. Now, the last thing that you never want to do, this is Facebook advertising suicide. You never want to send a client to your homepage.
No, you want to send it to the actual link or let it take you.
You need to send them to the actual page in line with the product or the service that you've just talked about in your ad. Because we have this company, they sell cosmetics and bath salts, lipsticks, whatever else, and it's for the lower end of the marketplace. And let's just say it's bath salts. They put the bath salt ad on there. Bath salt, lovely, lovely, lovely. And then you click on the link and it takes you to the homepage. There's no ways you know where to find the bath salts in that website with 2,000 products. And so that's just suicide. You've got to make it as easy as possible for people because people online are lazy. You're not sitting in front of them doing the order form for them. They have to go and do it themselves. And so you need to make sure that the landing area is conducive to a sale, is conducive to ease of transition, that the person can go, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. That's what you need to make sure you do. So number one, make sure that your audiences are the right audiences. Learn to understand the audience segmentation. Number two, make sure the language that you're using is benefit orientated and that the customer can relate to it and understand it and buy into it. Number three, what was number three? I just said it right now. That's right. Suicide. Don't send them to the homepage. Send them to the actual page where the actual product is based on what you just talked about. And if you don't do that, guess what's going to happen? You're going to think Facebook doesn't work.